Hey, welcome back to Milton Daily Homes. Chuck here, and we have a list of 16 properties. And interesting thing that just happened is there's a deal that's in trouble. We were representing the seller, and the buyers said that there was a problem with financing. I guess maybe they were shopping for their options, and maybe some alarm went off or something like that. But the lesson is that the lawyer has taken a very standoff approach, and what I need from somebody I work with, including a lawyer, is someone who's going to dig their heels in and fix a problem. And so when we talk about service providers, the character, the where you really see somebody come out and deliver is when there's problems. And so far, I'm left with something to be desired from this experience. But when that happens, we're stepping in and we're making it happen. So anyway, that's just something that when you're talking about saving $50 on a lawyer, or whatever the case may be, don't just look at that. Look at when there's a problem, they earn their money plus more. Same thing with a home inspector, realtor, mortgage broker. The good ones are worth every penny because when those problems come up, they're there. Okay, let's get started with today's list. It's a really good one. There's a lot of, I just looked through quality, going right through. It's a good list. We haven't seen a lot in the GreenLife building. This one at 383 Main is the first GreenLife building. 424.9 is kind of, there hasn't been one really in a while. There was a two-bedroom, but it was smaller than this one that listed a few months ago. 1210 square feet. It's a nice floor plan. It looks like there's one parking spot. And the standard upgrades, like in this building, they were pretty good with standard features with granite and hardwood floors, engineered hardwood, which is basically laminate floors. Geothermal heating, you've got ICF construction, the walls quieter and more energy efficient. I mean, the condo fees in this building are the lowest in Canada still. They've raised them a little bit. There's months when the solar panels return $100,000 plus back into the condo corporation just from reclaiming energy and then selling it back to the grid. So I love this building. This unit looks good. There's no pictures, but it sounds good, and I think they priced it well. Now, in between the goalposts of yesterday's bungalows at $399 and I think $469 is this one here at $439 on Mountainview. Now, what I'm seeing here is a smaller lot, 51 by 97, which when you go in the new area is quite large. In this area, it's probably one of the smaller lots in the neighborhood, but it's been renovated. It's nice, and I think that this is a perfect home for someone who is maybe looking at a condo alternative, and in fact, the lot size being a little bit less could be a positive thing for that individual. This is absolutely one of my favorite picks of the day. And you get a garage too, which is great. Dimont is a Castlegate corner. We've seen these go for well over $450 before. What I like is that you've got a little bit of space here. You could sit on this deck and you've got your double garage there. I actually like this angle because it shows the garages, it shows the decks, and you get a feel for how it connects to the house. The main floor could be used even, I've seen people use it as a daycare. You want to check with the bylaws about that. But a home-based business could be possible as well. It's not super upgraded and fancy. You've got your hardwood stairs though, which is good. If you're going to do hardwood floors and just replace the carpets, that's relatively easy. But when you have hardwood floors and carpet stairs, sometimes the look is off a little bit. Anyway, long story short, I like this one. I think they priced it bang on, and there's good demand for this kind of home. It's probably the cheapest way to get a double garage in town right now. What you lose is yard space. Cartmore Way looks really good too. I think this is about 1,800 square feet. The only downside to this one is that's your only room on the main floor, and then you have a kitchen with an eat-in, and then you've got 3 bedrooms upstairs. I think it's around 17 plus the loft, 1,700 square feet, finished basement. Good size yard because you have the corner, you're a little bit wider, and I've seen smaller homes that sell for this kind of price in this neighborhood. Very close to Main Street, great access to the 401 and the GO train. So this looks good. Okay, 509 Collis is $489. I used to live in this model. It's funny, this episode is very familiar to me because it's two models that I've actually lived in. This one on Collis is a Mattamy Coleman model, just under 1,400 square feet. Nice privacy behind, beautiful. You don't often see that in semis. A lot of times the privacy is happening with the detached homes. It's a good floor plan, dining room plus family. The master's huge. And then you've got 2 smaller bedrooms plus 2 full bathrooms, and then you've got a finished basement here. Plus the privacy. Game on this one too. Great listing. Now, if I was advising the clients on this property at $549,711, you're now in the $500 to $550 price range. If they just moved it up to $550,000, they're now bracketing 2 different price ranges. We call it double bracketing on this team, and it can be a real advantage from a marketing perspective. It's a Poddington model, I think, 1820 square feet or so. A little more basic, 8-foot ceilings, carpet. It almost has the look of a property that's been rented, but I can't really tell unless obviously I inquire into that. But it's got the finished basement, so it's not fancy, but for this home with a finished basement, it is, you know, if it's reasonable move-in condition, they're going to do well with this one. I would still crank my budget up and go to something a little nicer like on Watson Terrace. But for what it is, I think they're going to get a lot of activity. Now we have the same model on McGuire Terrace, $569. What you have here is just more features. You're closer to the park. It's close by. The 9-foot ceilings in this home make a massive difference. It doesn't even look like the same home. Pot lights, crown moldings. This one is more move-in ready. So you finish the basement on this one for, it's called $15,000-$20,000. It puts you at $589. So you can reverse back on the other one. You're never going to be able to put a 9-foot ceiling on. But aside from that, you know, we look at this and say the other one, you know, you compare the elevations, and it's all just doing a math equation and saying which one makes more sense. I would prefer the McGuire location over Vickerman, just less cars driving by. Lovely home on Mishner, $759,900. And here's the thing, for me, this would bother me. I don't know if I could buy this home because the windows are not centered. There's, you know, they're in alignment here. You've got center, and then you've got 2 small ones and 2 larger ones. But the distance on these sides is not symmetrical. And I have a real problem with that. I don't know if it's the angle of the photos, but I don't know. And I'm not usually like that. But I find when I look at the outside of this one, something just looks off. Inside, it's got a contemporary look to it. They've dressed it up very nice. The light fixtures can make a big difference, and that's one of the big 5 return on investment things to do is details, light fixtures and window coverings and things like that. So anyway, finished basement. I believe the builder finished this basement, and you're still looking at sharing the cost of a fence, which I would say for a home like this is probably somewhere less than $2,000 if you're sharing the cost with neighbors. Now we've got a Longford model on Stern Place. It's funny, I drive past Stern a lot, and I thought, boy, I haven't seen a home on Stern for a couple of years now. I'd have to go check that to check the accuracy, but very low turnover street, extremely low traffic. It's a great street for kids to play hockey on. It's a long Ford model. I should know this because I live in this home. Not this home, but this layout. It's a real classic design. You've got a living dining room here, and then you have a den off to the side. They've used it as a den office area. Going through the house, they've got kind of a California look here where the tile goes through the family room. I find that cold on the feet, but it does have a fresh, clean feeling, obviously more so than carpet. They've done the contrasting look on the dark and light cabinets. There's a laundry room that's back in this area, back in the corner behind the kitchen. And ensuite, you've got some dormer effects up here. The nice thing about these 2 rooms is they're exactly the same size. And then there's another longer room right here with a dormer as well. This is the biggest room after the master bedroom. And you're on a 62-foot wide lot, about 88 feet deep. Standard is 80 feet, so it is a larger lot at 2,850 square feet or so. There are bigger homes getting close to $800,000. Builders aren't making 50, 60-foot lots anymore. It's all about 40-foot lots, and it's not going to get, you're not going to see those anymore unless you're talking about luxury subdivisions. Those days are over. The density in the subdivisions is becoming greater and greater every single year. So a home like this is going to retain its value because it has a lot like this, and you just can't find them anymore. Now we're going to finish the list off on Ennisclare, and 4195 has been around. I really like 4195. I've talked about it a couple times on these episodes. Triple car garage. It's not often that we see anything on the street for less than $1 million. So at 940, and still not a bad size home. It says 2,500 to 3,000 square feet. You've got an above ground pool, and you've got about 2 acres here. I don't know. I like this one. I love the price point for what you're getting here. Good size home. I don't know if there's much value in the 1/29th share of 90 acres of land, unless there's development planned. I don't know. It's weird to see. I mean, this subdivision only has like 30-something homes, 29 homes, and basically 3 of them are for sale right now. Here's the next one here, listed for quite a bit more. More of a competitor with 4195, and we've got a very nice looking kitchen. I love the Georgian style on the outside. What's nice about this street, 29 homes, is the kids kind of go out for Halloween together. There's a village community feel to this street. The wine cellar's great, and you're 2.49 acres with a pond. There you go. It doesn't say the size, so I'm not sure about that. But they do have a pretty good competitor at 1.349 on at 4195 Ennisclare. So there you go. That's the list, and we're off to go fix problems that happen that we didn't cause, but we're definitely going to try and make it happen for some very special clients. So have a great day. If you're in town this weekend, join us for a tour of homes. And I think the buyer class is happening, I'm going to say like in about 10 days or so. So you can check the links over there, sign up for the tours, whatever you want to do. We are definitely here to help. Have a great day.